place, breaking norms, setting trends. Wage word of the day. Uncontained, making space, cultivating grace. Yeah. Filling space, converging minds on the same page. Every day, every way. Word of the day. Word of the day. Conversation. Yeah. Be alright, be alright. Life is strange, full of pain. Joy and happiness is all the same. But you have to reclaim. Become your best self. Stop tripping off what people say. Don't you know it's gonna be a brighter day, brighter day, brighter day, brighter day. Lift your hands. Do it, y'all. Come on, better, 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 better. Better days are coming. Better days are coming. Better, 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 better. Man, what is going on, everybody? What is going on? You know what it is. It's Wade's Word of the Day. Wade's Word of the Day. Come on, everybody in the space. I need you to take these first 30 seconds. Go ahead, tag, text, and tell somebody. Tell them to come on in the space tonight. Yeah, tell them to come on in. Y'all know what it is. It's Wednesday, and on Wednesday, it's Wellness Wednesday, and we're certainly excited about that. Come on, everybody, tag somebody. Tell somebody. Ray, thank you for coming into the space tonight. I'm doing the very same thing. So come on, take those 30 seconds, hit those hearts and hit those likes. Shakira's in the place. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. She's in the room. Hey, I'm just grateful and thankful we're getting over the hump again together on this hump day, hump day, hump day, hump day. But let me tell you about what we do here in these spaces. We got 3 tiers. Wade's Word of the Day every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at 8 p.m. Sundays with LHBC every Sunday morning, 10:15. Then we have the Life Center. Make sure you get in where you fit in, that you follow all of our platforms. We're on all of the social media channels, YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, all of that stuff. Make sure that you subscribe, that you like all of our content. Very important. Make sure you go over to YouTube and go ahead and subscribe over there as well. Trying to get our numbers up over there a little bit. But we're so grateful for everyone who has been supporting the work that we're doing. So go ahead, tag somebody. While you're doing it, I'm going to do it too. Tag, like, and share. I'm doing the same thing. Why don't you do it too, real quick? Yeah, why don't you do it too, real quick? Just tag a few folks. I'm doing the same thing. And let's go ahead, get it started. Y'all know what it is. It's Wellness Wednesday. What is going on? What is going on? Everybody make, our co-host of Wellness Wednesday, Miss Leanna Winstead, make her feel welcome on tonight. I'm excited. I'm ready to go. Everybody show that love. Y'all can do better than that. Come on, everybody, show some love. One more time. Yes. We're excited for another Yeah, episode of Wellness Wednesday. My sister, how are you doing tonight?
I am doing well. How are you doing today?
I'm doing good. I'm doing good. I cannot complain. I cannot complain. Um, yeah, today was a good day, as Ice Cube would say, right? we we woke up on this side of the dirt, so hey, we ain't got nothing really to be complaining about. Come
That's
on, I
it.
need everybody. I need everybody right now. Hit those hearts and hit those likes. Yeah, I need you to make sure that you like the post tonight. Come on, everybody, help us out tonight. Don't just hit the likes in the comments section. Make sure that you like the post itself. That's very important. Make sure that you do that. Aisha Frank, thank you for coming into space. Verlin Barnes, thank you for coming into the space. Y'all still got time to tag, text, and tell somebody. So, my sister, what you got for us today? It's Wellness Wednesday. What you got
I
for us?
don't
Go
know what
ahead.
I have, but I know that you know what? Let me rephrase that because you even said that when you were speaking on Sunday. So Sunday's message,
Hmm.
I don't know, it was like a battery pack. It made me feel really, really good. And so there were so many nuggets that I took from it. I literally was about to throw my phone just across the room. I can't shout, type. Can you see me? This
Yes,
happens
yeah.
all the time. Okay,
You
there we
good.
go.
You good. You good. It
So
happens in this space. Just keep on going. It's
yeah,
going to be all right.
I got you. So we talk all the time about getting well, mind,
Yeah.
body, and soul. And so
Yeah.
some of the things that I've done in my isolation, one of the biggest things that I've done was meditation and affirmations. That's
Hmm.
something that just those words alone in certain spaces, people are like, oh, that's weird, but it's what we're supposed to do. The Bible even says so, you know. And so on your message Sunday, the things that you were saying, it
Hmm.
just made me feel like I was on the right track for me, for where I'm going. So every part of the message, from the beginning to the very end, I receive it for myself. You know what I'm
Hmm.
saying? So I just wanted to talk to the people today about the power that we have within ourselves, meditation, taking a beat, getting quiet, and listening to what's in you. You come fully equipped.
Hmm.
And there was a point where you said to get out there and start living your life
Hmm.
loudly,
Yeah.
unapologetically. And in the space that I'm trying to create over here with my podcast and everything, in that space, I'm trying to create a space for adults, not just men or women, but adults that have something to say and they just haven't felt like they could say it, or they got stuck with life. And so,
Yeah.
what you know about faith?
Oh my God.
I know that's right. What you know about faith, right? So let's slow down a little bit.
Yeah, because
Um,
I get nervous and I start
well,
going. So
no, you
thank you.
good,
Bring
you
my
good,
balloon back
good.
up.
Let's no, I'm saying let's slow down because you were saying, what you talked about on Sunday, and some people that haven't had a chance to go and listen to it yet. So we want you to go back, right? Go right on to my page or whatever,
Please
past
listen
RD
to
Wade,
Sunday's
and listen to the message from last Sunday. And what we talked about was, what do you know about faith? What do you know about faith? And so, um, Leanna is saying that she took a lot of things from that message, and I think today she want to share some of the things that she took from them and apply them to how it can help us to get well in this
Yes,
moment, right?
yes.
Yeah, yeah. So, um, was anybody blessed? If you had a chance to listen to it real quick, go ahead and show some love. Hit those hearts and those likes for what you know about faith. What you know about faith, and the truth of the matter is, you know, I get because I go back and I edit the videos, the posts in different spaces. And so I always have a chance to like reflect and think back on, from the last message or whatever. But, to your point, it's been resonating with me all week. And again, um, that message resonated so much because, like I said, all week I was getting all of these pointers, right? Just out in space, just living, and faith is just popping up, that word, embracing that word, seeing that word. And so I'm glad that it sat on you a little while, and now you're going to take some of that message, and out of that you develop some points and some things that can help us move further in terms of our goal of getting well mentally, physically, and spiritually. So go ahead, talk to the people.
So a part of that, I think we have become self-reliant on external things. And, that's something that we've been talking about for a while. And even for myself personally, I've struggled ridiculously with trying to keep my faith. You know what
Mhm,
I mean?
mhm.
But even expressing my faith sometimes because, you know, people be peopling and things like that. So to me, I just took it as a question. What you know about faith, not just in general, not a cliche, not a tagline. Seriously, what you know about faith for yourself.
Mhm,
We already understand that where two or more are gathered, he's already there.
mhm,
That's already established. That's in the word. We use the terminology all the time. Oh, he's already there. He waiting on me to show up. So there's
mhm,
your two. What are you telling yourself about yourself so that you can show up and get those things that he has for you? What you know about faith.
mhm.
Sometimes we can have faith for other people more than we really have it for ourselves if we're honest with ourselves. And not everybody's there. So again, take what you need, leave what you don't. But for me, I've been there on both sides of those coins where I've needed the encouragement and you just feel like it's just missing the mark.
Mhm,
But I already had it inside. You know
mhm,
what I'm saying?
mhm.
Um, so so words have power, use them wisely. That's something that I say all the time. My mother always tells me to keep my head out of the clouds, but this is really me. Like I see everything this way. But the beauty of it is I feel like I'm changing in a way that I didn't think was possible before. I
Mhm,
thought, I'm adult, I
mhm.
made it, I'm good. But I feel like I'm changing in a way that makes me okay with me.
Yeah,
Nobody's perfect. I'm
yeah,
close to it.
yeah.
I'm joking. I'm joking.
Wait,
But
what?
but I have to sometimes talk myself up. So my affirmations, they will go, I call them my I ams, which about faith.
Mhm. But
So basically,
before you get there, let's go back a little bit because you said something that I think was very powerful. You said sometimes we have more faith for other people than we have for ourselves.
yeah,
You know what I mean? Sometimes we believe more in other people than we believe in ourselves and in the possibility of us soaring and excelling and moving in purpose. We can, I think I mentioned it on Sunday where it's kind of like folk will come to you and be like, yo, I think we should do this. And then you'd be like, okay, cool. You go ahead and do it. And they'd be like, no, not me, you. You know what I mean? And that's
yes,
to your point, right? That's to your point. Sometimes we have more faith in others than we have in us. And oftentimes, if that thought comes to your mind about something should be done, that you should put something in place, if you will, then that's really that nudge, right? For you to be thinking about, man, how can I pull this together? How can I make this happen? A lot of things um a lot of projects and things that I've been involved in started with a thought. It's kind of like, yo, what about this? What if I just start this and try to do this? Wade's word of the day is really, something like that. Shakira put it in my ear, and then I was kind of like, that kind of makes sense. Let's walk it out and see what happens, right?
hmm
I didn't look around for somebody else to do it for me. I was like, I believe that this is something that I can do, right? That I can do. But too often, we have more faith in others than we have in ourselves. But it's critically important that we not only have faith in others, but we also find the capacity to have faith in our abilities, right?
yeah.
In our strengths, in our, level of wisdom, if you will. Mhm.
Sometimes we don't want to even let people know the wisdom that we carry.
Yeah.
And we think that that is going to be something that's gonna get us closer to heaven or get us closer in the line. And it has nothing to do with that. What you
Yeah.
do right now is uber important. And if
Yeah.
you don't live everything will close up,
Yeah.
get dusty, and will not be able to work anymore.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I'm a huge proponent and an advocate for learning something. I don't care how old you are, learn it, learn it, learn it. But I've also been the person who, you feel like you get stuck
Mm.
for whatever reason.
Mhm.
But I think we're supposed to learn from that and teach whoever is coming. Your sons, your daughters, everything. We've stopped talking, we've stopped communicating, and I think it's because we stopped believing. So we give up, and then we put that expectation on the next person or
Mhm.
closest to you, or the next generation, when they're looking back like, well, I didn't see you do it. So,
Mhm.
you know what I
Mhm.
mean?
Yeah.
I don't know.
I
That's just
mean
how I process it in my head.
faith is critically important because the Bible is clear. It says, if you operate in spaces of unbelief, then what happens is it hardens your heart, right? And then we know what happens as a result of your heart getting hardened,
Mhm.
right? You can't receive anything.
Nothing.
You don't really trust in all of those particular things. So it's critically important that we not only stretch our faith, but we stretch our capacity to believe, right? And so I heard you when you said your mom said sometimes your head be in the clouds. Mine do too, because that's where the magic happens. You understand what I'm saying? Because the goal is to, faith does not discount my reality, but faith says, in spite of my reality, all things are possible.
All things.
You know what I mean? And so yes, I've got the, the Bible speaks about, you can't build a thing except you have counted the cost. That's the reality of it. But with that being said, I can still build the thing in spite of what it costs. You know what I mean? Because faith acts like a thing is so, even when it is not so, that it might be so.
Yes, sir.
But but the stretching of that is you have to take that which you have conceived in the mind and now bring it to a place of tangible, right? Where it can to this place where you can move into it in a tangible way. And I think that's what I was trying to say on Sunday. It ain't the faith that Paul is talking about, salvation faith. It is a practical faith that says I need to be pushing into action and I need to
Mhm.
be moving in my purpose and I need to be living. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And too often we use I'm waiting on God as an excuse not to do anything,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah. And
Mhm.
then everything else starts to creep in,
Yeah,
the way the hard heart shows up, the bitterness, the anger, the
yeah,
disconnect. And again, I
yeah,
think it just goes back to a couple weeks ago when we talked about giving yourself permission.
yeah,
Give yourself, be gentle with you. Give yourself some grace, the same grace that you give this, that, or the third.
yeah,
I want people to understand that it's okay to get super selfish with yourself, but you got to find the balance, because if you're not good,
yeah.
you can't send that to anybody else. You can't grow. You can't get healthy. You can't get better.
Oh my God.
Yeah. I mean that's, here, the key is finding that balance. That's what we talk about in this space, right? We say we want to be well mentally, physically, and spiritually, right? There's a balance in that, right? So I want to be loving on God. I want him to be loving on me, right? But if I'm not feeling well, you understand what I'm saying? Mess, I think I said that on Monday. Mess causes stress, right?
Yeah.
If I'm not building up my mental capacity, if I'm not always, in a posture of trying to learn, and that's not just like book knowledge, that's just some of the posture of learning. I say it all the time, I can find a sermon anywhere. I can walk outside and find a sermon because I'm always looking, observing, looking to learn, right?
Right.
Willing to receive, right? What willing to receive what is there to be received. I'll say it like that. I was going to use some other language, but that may scare some other folk off. So I don't know if they're ready for that yet. You know what I mean? Ready to receive what the universe has for me to receive. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But I'm looking, right? And I'm looking for opportunities and I'm looking for ways. And then I'm tapped in to when you say about learning to be selfish with yourself, where I'm understanding like, yo, what is my value system? And so there's certain things that could have brought me, a lot of money, but I'm like, no, all money ain't good money. You
Right.
understand what I'm saying? So I'm not going to sell my soul for 30 pieces of silver because, money ain't everything. No, don't get me
Amen.
wrong. Ain't nothing wrong with having a little money. I want anybody to think I'm not saying you shouldn't have any money, but you got to have some values around that, right?
Absolutely.
Have some, right? And so I think when we get into, this space of belief, it's about believing in him, but then also you, believing in you that yes, you can accomplish your dreams. You can walk in purpose. You can, uh, do whatever it is that you set your mind to do. Will there be obstacles? Absolutely. That's all part of this thing that we talk about faith in, right? Faith acts like a thing is so, even when it is not so, that it might be so. But I want to hear your I ams because we kind of got a little off. Go ahead and talk to us about that and how that relates to what you know about faith.
So that's where sometimes life be life and then you can get down. For me, you said something that my brain jumped off. So my I ams look like that's me stalling. I throw a whole bunch of words in there in front. So
I get it.
maybe it could be something. I mean, everybody knows about my son's health issues, and sometimes that's probably one of the worst times where I get super down. Um, Not necessarily down because words have power, so I'm
Mhm.
trying to use them differently. But that's where I feel most challenged, especially when it comes to my children. And so in that, when I recognize that I'm starting to go back to those places that I didn't like,
Mhm.
feeling antsy and not being kind,
Yeah.
because that doesn't work for me. I'm a silly person. I love to have a good time. So
Mm.
when I do my meditation and
Mhm.
my breathing and I get real quiet, I start talking to myself.
Mhm.
Um, Not like that, not like a crazy person, but I am a good mother.
Yeah.
I am a good worker. I'm a wonderful nurse. I'm a
Mhm.
great nurse, and that turns into, and you start reflecting on those things that you thought they had you.
Mhm.
You legit thought that once you left that job, once you left that situation or that business, Lord, how am I going to make it? And when it connects and it comes into alignment for you and you get it, and you
Mhm.
get it with some grace, it's just how you speak over yourself. Even in this, before we start here, I get super nervous before I go on. So I go and I sit down and I, have a conversation with myself. I am intelligent, I am smart, and I'm giving myself permission to make boast. Even the Bible says make boast in the Lord. But sometimes people will make you pull back. And I feel like I'm changing back into the person that was fully ready to take on whatever, but in a good way, because I only
Mhm.
want to leave good here. I only want good for you. So if I'm supposed to believe for you all good things, why can't I believe it for me? And that's not a challenge to the other person. Now that's a challenge to myself. So
Mhm. Yeah.
I'm a good mom.
Yeah.
I'm a good driver.
Yeah.
I'm a good worship leader, but I could be even better because even what I put out, because I get so, I pull myself back, water it down, and don't haven't in the past. But right now we outside right now.
Say what?
So this dope Penelope thing, I just want to embrace people and I just want to love on people and I want to empower people. I want to give people something that I didn't have. It's okay to boast in yourself. You
Yeah.
are dope. God is serious about you.
Yeah. Yeah. Positive affirmations, right? Positive
I,
affirmations, right? And
yes,
so, I mean, that's a wonderful tool to use, right? I mean, I do it all the time, right? I do it all the time. I'm reinforcing what I believe to be true about me. And
yes,
this is how you can walk into this world and be comfortable with not only who you are, but also with what other people are. And because once you give yourself permission to be happy, nobody can really take that away.
Absolutely.
Right. Nobody can really take that away. And so even in our weary moments, even in our challenging moments, um, when we talk about the breathing, finding moments just to find a place and then begin to speak to yourself, speak over your life. Words do have power, right?
Speak over your life.
Yeah. Words do have power, right? And so you begin, as we used to say in the old church, declare and decree some things over yourself. And as you begin to speak positive about yourself, there's something that transpires in your mind. Remember what we talk about, right? Working on the mind as well. Something happens in your mind that triggers, and you start to believe that thing,
Yeah.
right? You start to believe that thing. And so when you start to tell yourself, yes, I am fearfully and wonderfully made, and that my soul knows quite well.
That's the Bible, y'all.
That's the Bible,
Right.
yo. You understand what I'm saying?
That's the
When
Bible.
when you begin to tell yourself, I'm the head and not the tail, blessed in the city, blessed in the field, blessed coming in, blessed coming out. That's some biblical refrains. I mean, some spiritual refrains, if you will. But just simply telling yourself today is going to be a good day. And
Yes.
you've heard me say it in the space all the time. I just want to be better today than I was yesterday. Those are
That's
those
all.
reinforcing affirmations.
That's
And then
all.
and then you tell yourself, even if you struggle on that day, you say, you know what? It's okay. I had a struggle today, but I'm just going to try to be better tomorrow. That's simply what we're talking about in this space. Finding ways to reinforce not only what God says about you, but what you know to be true
That's it.
about you. Yeah.
And what
Yeah.
will you believe? Create some
Yeah.
boundaries for yourself. I don't
Yeah.
like how I feel. That thought right there triggers this. Well, put on some music and dance around. It's
Yeah.
okay. You don't have to be so rigid in your thinking. One of my biggest affirmations that I use that I really think helped me because, before now, well, before COVID, not really trusting. And I was really angry.
Mhm.
I've been angry. I've been angry. And I say this, I've been angry, not at people. I've
Mm,
been angry at what I thought God was. One
mm,
of my biggest ones I use is I'm peace.
mhm.
If someone says good morning to me, good morning, how you doing? I'm peace.
Yeah.
And I said it so many times that it really did start to sink in. And that's all they recognize now.
Yeah.
Peace. When you see me, you're going to see peace.
Yeah.
That's it. That's
Mhm.
it. And I needed it for me, not even for anybody, to calm
Mhm.
my spirit so that I can hear what thus saith the Lord. I'm
Yeah.
looking around and I'm asking, well, what's my purpose? Or how do I find my purpose? And you're Googling your purpose. Do what makes
Mhm.
you feel good, that's good for somebody else, where you're going to edify God, whatever the God is of your understanding.
Mhm.
But it's the God that's in me. And it's okay to be
Mm.
okay, to be
Yeah.
okay, to be
Yeah.
blessed, to be dope, to move
Yeah.
forward. And you even said on Sunday, you said something about you're supposed to check in and say, are you growing? If you don't have people around you
Yeah.
that are encouraging your growth,
Yeah.
challenging your growth, then
Yeah.
you need to, that's not them, that's you. You need to
Yeah.
be around those people so that they can big you up and you can big them up. And we create a wonderful space for elevation for everybody.
Yeah.
We just got to
Yeah.
get there.
Yeah, definitely, definitely. I mean, it's critically important that we understand not only, what we think matters, but also who we surround ourselves with. Now, mind you, I heard somebody say this the other day, and it just resonated with me. Listen, I love everybody, but that doesn't mean that everybody can come to my house. You understand what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
It doesn't mean that everybody has access to my house, right? I love everybody,
Love
but
everybody.
but that doesn't mean um, that everybody can come to my house and sit in my living room. So there's some people who might be able to come to the house. We sit on the porch. You understand what I'm saying?
Yes.
There might be some people who get an invite to the cookout, the barbecue in the backyard, but they can't come to the house. You understand what I'm saying? I love them,
Sure.
but the level of our connectivity, it has to be at a distance. You
Yeah.
dig what I'm saying? And
Yeah.
and what I mean by that is because sometimes, and I've said this before, you should never give up on people, but sometimes you have to give them up.
I like that.
Okay, let me explain that. Let me
I
explain that
like that.
for some of y'all. You should never give up on the people that you care about, but sometimes you have to give them up.
Yes,
In other
sir.
words, what does that mean? You have to realize, hey, maybe you've tried everything that you could do to help them, but they don't want your help. And so now what you have to do is give them up. You say, Lord, I can't, I ain't got nothing else for them. You got to deal with them. You understand what I'm saying?
Love you.
I
God
love
bless
you.
you. I will bless you.
I love you. I love you, but I'm giving you
Yeah.
up. You understand what I'm
Yeah.
saying? And some
And
people
that's
get
okay.
and some people get frustrated with me about that because they feel like I just, I easily move on. No, it's not easily moving on. I just there is an understanding about who I am, right? I'm clear about who I am, and listen, hey, I've tried everything that I can try. You don't want to receive what I'm bringing. I'm just gonna give you up. I ain't giving up
Mhm.
on you, but I'm gonna give you up. Like the
That's it.
prodigal son, you can come back, but in this moment, I got to give you up. You understand what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
And
Absolutely.
because there is a realization, right, that I understand that everybody who comes into my life doesn't come to stay forever,
Right. But
right?
on the flip side of that, on the flip side, we
Mhm.
also have to understand that we have been in a place too, and the world is
Yeah,
moving super fast. I think
yeah,
sometimes we forget that we've been where we might, I don't know, speak on some other, I, the
how
words,
you want to say?
I'm trying to get them without trying to sound too preacher, sound too
Yeah,
lofty. But sometimes I think we forget, not even in ourselves, that
yeah.
we were once at that station too.
Hmm. Hmm.
So, like you said, I'm not giving up on you, but I'll see you when you come back because
Yeah.
you'll be back.
Well,
Because
that's yeah. That's what we talk about. That's why it's critically
yeah,
important that you do the heart work. The heart work is the hard work because what the heart work does is the heart work puts you in tune with you,
with you.
and it brings about clarity about not only who you are but whose you are, right? And so if you're not willing to do the hard work, right, really to deal with yourself, deal with the enemy within me, if you will, you want to sound a little spiritual, but you have to do the hard work. You have to realize what works for you, what doesn't work for you, what gets you irritated at times, what doesn't get you irritated at times, you know what I mean? What conversations you can be a part of, what conversations you can't be a part of, what
Yeah.
type of people you can be around, what type of people you can't be around. And then once you get clarity on some of those things, these are just examples, then you have to be comfortable understanding, hey, that's you, right? That's you, and that's cool. Let me say that, and that's cool.
And that's cool.
That's you, right? And then what you do, you start to now find your tribe. You start to find those people who you can coincide with, who you can deal with. That doesn't mean that you're trying to push everybody off, to the side. But at the end of the day, you know your lane, you know your purpose, you know who you are, and then you can start to live. Because too often, what we do, because we don't have clarity on who we are, we spend most of our lives trying to prove ourselves to other people who ain't got it all together.
Thank you. That's it right there. You said
You
it
know
all.
what I
Thank
mean?
you.
Who
Hmm.
ain't,
Yeah.
who ain't got it all together. You know what I mean? But trying to convince you, that you're the most terrible person in the world. No, come on now. No. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? And so
That
so
was
that's
me.
just a yeah, so that's just a part of that, that growth. And we've all been there, right? We've all been there. And so, you know, it's not about judging people or being judgy. I don't think we should be that. We should always be open. But we can't be at a place of openness if we don't really understand, who we are. You
Yes.
know what I mean? And that's a constant process because we don't stay the same. Hey, who I was when I was 18 is not who I am today.
Speak for yourself, buddy.
You know what I mean? I know I look, 18-ish, but I'm just simply saying who I was mentally is not who I am today. I've matured, I've grown, I've learned a lot of things, I've seen a lot of things, in this world as it relates to who God is and all of those things. I'm there's a level of maturity that has taken place that my 18-year-old self wouldn't have been able to handle, to be quite
Yeah.
honest. You know what I mean? And so I think, even in that space, we got to give ourselves grace to understand that we're growing, we're learning, we're maturing, we're developing, right? And that's okay to move in that process of life. But yeah, you definitely, but live though. Don't be so bogged down that you don't smell the roses as you are going about figuring it out.
Yeah.
I think that's the best thing, in terms of in terms of that, right? Live, where is, what you know about faith. That simply means that this faith is in motion. It's not static. It's moving, right? It's moving. And so that's what I'm hoping for everybody tonight. Hey, listen, get in tune with who you are. Begin to ask yourself what you know about faith and how that applies to you. Are you affirming yourself on a daily basis? What are you doing in terms of taking space, right? Not only when you're around others, but also taking space to move away from others, right? To find quiet moments and quiet spaces to breathe, to think, to meditate, all of those particular things. Any final words that you want to offer up tonight?
Yeah. I'm gonna be brave.
Okay, go ahead.
So some final words. I can do all things. Think on good things. But I want you to understand, whoever is listening, whoever sees this, I want you to understand that my hope for you, I hope that you are abundant. I hope you are brave enough today to believe totally in yourself. I hope that you understand that you are loved and that you are loved. And I hope you understand that you are peace. I love you and there's nothing you could do about it.
Oh my God.
Man, what a wonderful way. What a wonderful way to end on tonight. Yeah, what a wonderful way. Come on, everybody, show Leanna Winstead some love tonight. Hit those hearts and hit those likes. Hit those hearts and hit those likes. Y'all know what it is. Every Wednesday, we come into the space for Wellness Wednesday. New segment of Wade's Word of the Day. Wade's Word of the Day is every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, 8 p.m. 8 p.m. Make sure that you also tune in for Sundays with LHBC, with myself, the baddest man in guitar land. I think he's in the space tonight. Deacon Mark and Brother EJ, we come in, little word, little music, little discussion. Make sure that you get connected in those spaces and certainly get tied in with the Life Center. This is where we do all of our on-the-ground type of work and all of that type of stuff. Hey, we love you. You are peace. I love that tonight. Let's go out this way. Y'all let me know if y'all feeling this. And this song just kind of, flows with what we've been talking about tonight. Y'all let me know if you're feeling it. Here we go.
As your soul so prosper, may your heart forever be in posture to receive mercy, glory from above. Oh, may you prosper as your soul prospers. May your heart forever be in posture to receive
mercy, glory from above.
Please,
Prosper.
as your soul prosper, may your heart forever
Yeah,
be in
We hope that you
posture
prosper on
to
tonight.
receive
And we love you all.
Mercy, glory
Y'all know what
from
it is.
above.
Wellness Wednesday.
every day.
Come on.
I will,
Hey.
I will.
Prosper,
Every day I will.
prosper,
Every day I will. successful, and I will. Whatever I put my hand to will be blessed. I will receive. Yeah.
Glory from above.
Man, we gotta get out of here.
Whatever I put my hand to, whatever I put my hand to will. To receive mercy, glory from above.
Hey, we out of here.
To
Ways
receive
for today. We
mercy,
love you so much.
glory
May you
from
prosper.
above.
Say them affirmations.
To receive mercy, glory from above.
Hey.
Yeah, yeah, mercy, glory